Welcome to our channel, USA Coin Spot. You won't believe how much these old American pennies are selling for. Some rare wheat and bicentennial cents are worth more than your car. Top 1. Hey coin lovers, treasure hunters, and anyone out there who's ever thought, there's no way a penny could be worth real money. Sit down, because what you're about to hear is going to blow your mind. Right now, sitting in someone's drawer, hiding in a forgotten coin folder, or sitting unnoticed in an old proof set, is a single coin. Just 1 cent. A 1974 American penny. It looks harmless, simple, like a coin you wouldn't think twice about tossing into a tip jar. But what if I told you that this exact penny, this tiny little coin, could be worth more than your smartphone? More than your car? Maybe even more than some people's yearly salary? That's right. Today we're diving deep into the story, the mystery, and the insane value of the 1974 American penny, especially the one from a proof set. Because this isn't just a coin. This is a potential jackpot, and it's sitting under people's noses across the country. Let's talk about what makes the 1974 penny so special. Back in 1974, the U.S. Mint was experimenting. Copper prices were rising fast, and the Mint was trying to figure out how to cut costs. So they started making test pennies, some in aluminum, some in other materials, and they produced regular circulation coins and proof coins, too. Now here's where it gets exciting. The proof coins were specially made for collectors. These are not your average coins. They're struck multiple times with extra pressure, giving them those crisp, razor-sharp details and that beautiful mirror-like finish. And in the middle of all that, a small number of 1974 proof pennies were struck in copper, the real deal, and they are now among the most hunted coins in the collecting world. Why? Because they're not just rare, they're mysterious. Some of these copper-proof coins weren't even supposed to exist. Yet somehow, a few escaped the mint. And if you happen to have one in pristine condition, you might just be sitting on a gold mine. Let's get into the numbers. These aren't just coins that collectors whisper about in forums. These have sold, at auction, to real people, for real money. Some 1974 proof pennies in copper have sold for as much as $2,700. And that's not even the highest mark. A near-perfect example, with stunning condition, flawless strike, and full deep cameo contrast. The kind of coin that makes collectors' jaws drop, has sold for an absolutely eye-watering $69,000. $69,000. For a penny, let that sink in. Imagine you're going through a drawer, you find your granddad's old proof set from the 70s, and there it is, a 1974 penny, gleaming just a little more than the rest. You send it in for grading, and the results come back, deep cameo, copper untouched. Next thing you know, you're getting offers from collectors and dealers from around the country. You're holding a 1-cent coin that someone is ready to write you a 5-figure check for, and you thought pennies weren't worth saving. Here's the kicker. Most people have no idea these coins are out there. They see a proof set, maybe even open it, glance at the coins, and toss it aside, not realizing they just skipped over a mini fortune. That's why this coin is so legendary. It's not just rare. It's hidden in plain sight. So what should you do? Go check those old proof sets. Look through the coins your parents or grandparents collected. If you see a 1974 penny that looks extra shiny, with that mirror-like surface and deep contrast between the background and the design, don't ignore it. Hold it up under a light. If it looks like it's glowing, like it's got that high-gloss finish and those crisp features, that could be the one. You need to have it graded by a professional coin grading service. Because if it checks out, you might be holding one of the most valuable pennies ever made. Now remember, not every 1974 penny is worth big bucks. The regular copper ones from circulation, they're still interesting but won't make you rich. The aluminum versions? Ultra rare and practically museum pieces. But the copper-proof penny from a legitimate proof set, that's the money coin. That's the one you want to find. And just to be clear, when we say $69,000, we're not exaggerating. That's what one of these coins fetched at auction. Others have gone for thousands. $2,700 is on the low end, but still, For a coin that costs 1 cent to make, that's a return of over 200,000%. That's more return than Bitcoin. More than real estate. More than most stock market investments. And it's sitting in someone's house right now. So here's your mission: start digging. Open those drawers. Check those closets. Ask your relatives if they ever collected coins. Go through flea markets and estate sales. You never know when one of these miracle pennies might show up. And if you find one, congratulations. You didn't just find a coin. You found a hidden treasure. Before you go, hit that subscribe button so you don't miss our next video on valuable coins and hidden collectibles. We're uncovering more secret coins that could turn your spare change into serious cash. This was the 1974 American penny from the proof set. 1 cent turned into up to $69,000. Go check your change, and maybe, just maybe, change your life. Top 2. Have you ever looked at a penny and thought, there's no way this tiny little coin could be worth anything? Well, think again. Because today, we're going to uncover the shocking truth about a coin that millions of Americans walked past, tossed aside, or left to collect dust in a drawer. A coin that looks like every other 1 cent piece, but has the power to flip your finances upside down. This is the story of the 1961 American penny, not just any penny, but the rare and unbelievably valuable proof version, a coin that has stunned collectors, auctioneers, and coin dealers for decades. Let's set the stage. In 1961, the U.S. Mint produced special proof sets. Coins made especially for collectors. These weren't the coins people carried in their pockets. These were the diamonds of the mint, sharp, shiny, flawless. Each coin was struck multiple times, giving it a mirror-like background and razor-sharp details. The result? Stunning, brilliant coins with a finish so beautiful, it looked like art. And inside those proof sets was the 1961 Lincoln penny. But here's the twist. Not all 1961 proof pennies are created equal. Most of them? Beautiful, yes. But average in value. But a select few, a microscopic number, were struck so perfectly, preserved so well, and maintained in such pristine condition, that they'd become some of the most sought-after coins in U.S. numismatic history. Some of these pennies have what's called deep cameo, contrast, where the Lincoln portrait looks frosted and stands out boldly against the dark, reflective background. That contrast? That visual punch? That's what collectors go crazy for. Now imagine this. You're going through a drawer at your grandma's house. You find an old, plastic case labeled 1961 U.S. proof set. You crack it open. The coins inside sparkle like they were made yesterday. But your eyes catch the penny. It's different. It glows. You can see the sharp edges, the crisp lines, the clean, untouched surface. You wonder, could this really be worth something? Then you send it off to get graded. A few weeks later, the results come back. The coin is flawless. A perfect deep cameo. Full red luster. No spots. No scratches. And suddenly, that 1 cent coin in your hand isn't worth 1 cent anymore. It's worth thousands. Maybe even tens of thousands. Because this isn't a rumor. This isn't hype. This is real. These coins have been actually sold to collectors, investors, and museums. They've shown up in high-end auctions and blown away expectations time and time again. But here's the wild part. Most people have no idea what they're holding. Tens of thousands of these proof sets were made. Many ended up in boxes, basements, closets, and dusty bookshelves. Most were never properly inspected. Never graded. Never checked for those key features that skyrocket value. So what could be sitting in your house right now? That proof set your grandfather handed down. The one you picked up for a few bucks at a flea market? The old coin folder in your attic that you haven't touched in years. One of those could be holding a treasure. And if that 1961 proof penny inside is one of the rare few, your life could change with a single coin. And don't forget, it's not just about rarity. It's about condition. Coins that were never touched, never exposed to air, never removed from their original casing. Those are the ones collectors will fight for. So how do you know if you've got the right one? First, take a close look at your 1961 proof penny. Does it shine like a mirror? Do the raised parts, like Lincoln's profile, look frosty? Is there contrast between the shiny background and the design? That could be a deep cameo. Next, get it graded. Send it to a professional coin grading service like PCGS or NGC. Because when it's certified, it's real. And when it's real, you can sell it. And when you can sell it, the offers will blow your mind. Because now, finally, it's time to talk numbers. This is what you've waited for. This is why people hunt for coins. Why collectors lose their minds over tiny pieces of metal. Why proof pennies are no longer just pennies, but power.so. What is a 1961 proof penny really worth? If you've got an average one, not bad, not amazing, you might get a few bucks. But if you've got one in ultra high grade, untouched, glowing with full red color and strong deep cameo contrast, then hold on tight. Because that 1-cent coin could be worth anywhere from $2,700 all the way up to $79,000. That's right. One little penny. $79,000. That's not a typo. That's real, confirmed, cold hard cash paid at auction by collectors who know exactly how rare these coins are. Imagine flipping a single coin into the down payment on a house. A brand new car. A life-changing check.so. Ask yourself, how many pennies have you walked past? How many old proof sets have you ignored? How much money is sitting in your house right now, waiting to be discovered? Don't wait. Go check. Go look. Go dig. Because somewhere, someone is going to find that perfect 1961 proof penny, and when they do, they're going to walk away with a fortune. Will it be you? Subscribe now if you want more insider secrets about rare coins, hidden treasures, and money hiding in plain sight. Turn on notifications, because you never know when the next video could reveal a coin that makes you rich. The 1961 proof penny. It's not just a coin. It's a lottery ticket made of copper. And it could be yours. Top 3. You're about to find out how a 1-cent coin could change your life. No clickbait. No exaggeration. This is real. Right now, across America, there are millions of pennies sitting in drawers, jars, basements, and forgotten collections. People ignore them. They get tossed in tip jars, dropped in vending machines, or forgotten in shoeboxes. But there's one penny, one very specific, beautifully rare version, that can take you from zero to tens of thousands of dollars, in the blink of an eye. We're talking about the 1975 American penny. But not just any 1975 penny. This is the high-end, ultra-collectible, mint-produced proof set penny, a coin that could be hiding in your house, your attic, your grandparents' closet, or even sitting in a forgotten envelope at a garage sale. This coin is a wolf in sheep's clothing. To the untrained eye, it might look just like every other penny. But take a closer look, and you'll see something different. A shine that looks like glass. Details that are razor sharp. A surface so perfect, it reflects like a mirror. Why? Because the 1975 proof penny was never meant for your pocket. It wasn't part of your lunch change or a roll of coins from the bank. It was crafted specifically for collectors, struck multiple times with a specially polished die, using hand-selected blanks. That's why the proof versions have that stunning mirror-like background and those ultra-detailed designs. And while thousands of proof sets were sold to collectors, only a tiny fraction of the 1975 proof pennies have what it takes to be called truly rare, truly valuable, and truly worth a fortune. Let's go even deeper. Inside those 1975 proof sets, the rarest and most valuable Lincoln pennies are those with the elusive, deep cameo contrast. These are the ones where Lincoln's portrait appears frosted, boldly standing out from the dark, reflective surface of the coin. It's like looking at a piece of art. And when a coin has that perfect strike, that deep frost, that mirror field, and has been preserved in flawless condition for almost 50 years, that's when things get very interesting. Because that's when collectors open their wallets. Now picture this: you're cleaning out a drawer and stumble across an old proof set. You don't think much of it at first. But then, the penny catches your eye. It's gleaming. It looks like it was just minted yesterday. You notice the contrast. The frost. The mirror. You decide to get it graded by a professional coin grading service. A few weeks later, the result comes back. And guess what? It's a perfect deep cameo. Flawless condition. Full red luster. No fingerprints. No spots. No damage. That coin you almost ignored is now one of the most desirable proof pennies of its kind, and suddenly, you're not holding a penny anymore. You're holding money, and not just a little, because the coin you thought was worthless pocket change could now be worth thousands. And if you have one of the top graded, ultra rare examples, you're staring down offers that could take your breath away. But here's what makes this story even more wild. So many people own these proof sets and have no idea what's inside. These coins have been passed down, inherited, bought at estate sales, or gifted from family members who collected coins decades ago. Most have never been properly examined, never professionally graded, never checked for that perfect contrast that turns ordinary into extraordinary. So the big question is, what's hiding in your home right now? What forgotten coin could be sitting in your collection? What little penny could be worth more than your rent, your bills, or your next vacation? Because now it's time to talk value. This is the moment we've all been waiting for. If you've got a regular proof penny from 1975 in decent condition, sure, it might be worth a few bucks. But if you've got the real deal, a flawless, high-grade, deep cameo specimen with full red shine and zero imperfections, then congratulations, you're holding something very special. That little copper coin could be worth anywhere from $2,700 all the way up to an incredible $66,000. Yes. A single cent worth $66,000. That's the power of rare proof coins. That's what happens when condition, contrast, and scarcity collide. That's why collectors across the country are hunting for them, and why you should be checking every proof set you can get your hands on. So what are you waiting for? Start searching. Look in old boxes. Ask your parents. Dig through those coin albums. Visit flea markets, estate sales, antique shops. Because the next person to cash in on one of these rare 1975 proof pennies could be you. And when that moment comes, you won't be holding just a coin, you'll be holding a future you never saw coming. Subscribe now for more rare coin alerts, secret finds, and the hidden treasures hiding in plain sight. Because sometimes, the smallest things hold the biggest value. The 1975 proof penny. It's not just money, it's a miracle in copper. Top 4. You're probably holding one right now, or you've walked past it 100 times in your life. It's small. It's brown. It's a penny, just a 1-cent coin, right? Wrong, because there's a secret most people in America have no idea about. A secret that could be hiding inside an old drawer, a dusty coin folder, or a forgotten proof set from decades ago. It's one of the most underestimated coins ever made, and for some lucky collectors, it's been a life-changer. Today we're talking about the 1985 American penny from a proof set, and how that single, shiny little coin can be worth thousands, even tens of thousands of dollars, if you know what to look for. Now stay with me. Because what you're about to hear might make you dig through every coin in your house. Let's rewind to 1985. The US Mint was producing proof sets for collectors. These weren't ordinary coins made for circulation. These were specially struck masterpieces, coins made with polished dies, flawless blanks, and precision that made every detail pop like a 3D image. The proof coins had mirror-like finishes, sharp edges, and a clean, almost glowing appearance. And sitting inside those sets? The innocent little Lincoln penny. But here's the thing, not all proof pennies are equal. And the 1985 penny? It's hiding a big secret. Some versions of this coin came out so perfectly, with such sharp contrast, deep cameo frosting, and flawless surfaces, that they didn't just catch the eyes of collectors, they sent shockwaves through the entire coin world. You see, a select few of these proof pennies from 1985 were struck so perfectly and kept in such pristine condition that today, collectors are willing to pay insane amounts of money just to own one. Now imagine this. You're cleaning out your closet. You stumble across an old velvet box. You pop it open and find a US Mint proof set from 1985. You look at the penny, it shines differently. It has a deep, dark mirror finish in the background, and Lincoln's face looks frosty and bold. You think, could this actually be worth something? You send it off for grading. Weeks go by, then the call comes. Your coin has been graded at the highest levels. Deep cameo contrast. Flawless surface. A near-perfect strike. And suddenly, your 1-cent coin isn't worth a penny anymore. You're now holding something that serious collectors are fighting over. A certified, elite tier 1985 proof penny that could change your finances overnight. This happens. It's not rare in the way most people think. These proof sets were sold all over the country. But very few of the coins inside remained untouched, undamaged, and preserved to perfection. If you have one that did, you're sitting on gold.so. How do you know what to look for? Here's the key: check the finish. That mirror shine in the background? That's step 1. Then look at the portrait. If it's frosty, if it pops off the coin with a dramatic contrast, you might be holding a deep cameo. And if that coin has no fingerprints, no spots, no scratches, and still glows with its original copper-red luster, you might just have the one. Collectors and dealers across the country are constantly on the hunt for high-grade 1985 proof pennies, especially the ones that come in certified deep cameo condition. These coins are considered trophies, and they're buying. And now for the part you've been waiting for. Let's talk numbers. If you've got a regular 1985 proof penny, just average condition, no deep cameo, lightly marked, maybe it'll fetch a few dollars. But if you're lucky enough, if you've got a flawless, untouched, perfect deep cameo proof penny from 1985, then hold on to your seat. Because that 1-cent coin could be worth anywhere from $2,700 all the way up to $65,000 ***. Yes. You heard that right. From 1 cent to $65,000. That's the kind of return that doesn't happen in the stock market. That's not crypto. That's not a lottery ticket. That's a single coin, possibly sitting in a proof set you haven't looked at in years. So what now? Go look, check your drawers. Ask your parents or grandparents. Visit that old coin shop in town. Browse estate sales. Because these proof sets are still out there, and people don't even know what they're holding. The next $65,000 penny is out there, just waiting to be found, and maybe, just maybe, it's already in your home. Before you go, don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Because we're revealing even more coins just like this, coins worth thousands, sometimes tens of thousands, hiding in plain sight. The 1985 proof penny. 1 coin. 1 cent. 1 moment that could change everything. Top 5. What if I told you that one of the most ignored coins in your collection, the one you haven't even looked at in years, could be your ticket to thousands of dollars? You might be thinking, come on, it's just a penny. But you'd be dead wrong. Because right now, hiding in proof sets all across America, is a tiny copper coin, a coin most people overlook, that has stunned collectors and flipped small-time coin hunters into serious moneymakers. This isn't a joke. This isn't clickbait. This is real. This is the 1981 American penny, the proof version. And it's the kind of coin that doesn't just sit in a collector's case. It makes headlines. Let's take a trip back to 1981. Ronald Reagan had just been elected. MTV didn't exist yet. And at the US Mint, proof sets were being prepared with extra care, made for collectors across the country. The coins weren't meant for pockets. They were made to be perfect. Each proof coin was struck using hand-polished dies and high-quality blanks. These weren't just coins, they were works of art. And inside every set was one humble-looking penny. The 1981 Lincoln cent. But here's the twist. Not every 1981 proof penny is created equal. Some of them, a very small, elite group, came out so perfect, so visually stunning, so untouched by air, fingerprints, or time, that they've become treasure. Literal treasure, just sitting in proof sets from 1981, waiting for the right person to recognize what they're holding. And the crazy part? Most people have no idea what they've got. You see, these aren't the pennies in your change jar. These are high-quality collector coins with mirror-like backgrounds, frosted designs, and that one-in-a-million cameo contrast that makes serious collectors drool. Now picture this: you're cleaning out an old cabinet. You find a box. You open it. Inside, a 1981 US Mint proof set. You see the penny. It shines differently. It's so crisp, it looks like it was minted 5 minutes ago. You flip it over. The mirror reflection blinds you under the light. Lincoln's portrait? Frosted. Bold. Striking. You send it off to get graded. A few weeks pass, and then the call comes and you're not holding a penny anymore. You're holding one of the finest known examples of the 1981 proof Lincoln cent. A deep cameo. A flawless surface. No spots. No fingerprints. Full red luster. You're not holding 1 cent, you're holding power. Let's make this real. There are collectors across the country right now, and I mean right now, who are actively looking for this exact coin. Not just casual buyers. I'm talking about serious collectors. Dealers. Auction houses. People who are ready to drop thousands of dollars for the right coin, on the spot. Why? Because coins like this are rare. They're investment grade. They don't just sit in a box, they gain value. They get auctioned. They make headlines. The 1981 proof penny is one of the biggest sleepers in modern US coinage. People ignore it because they think it's too new. But that's exactly what makes it valuable. Nobody's paying attention. Which means the people who do, they win. So how do you know if you have the right one? Start with a proof set from 1981. Look at the penny under bright light. Is the field, the background, mirror-like and spotless? Is Lincoln's portrait frosted, almost white-looking? That's your first clue. Then check for damage. No fingerprints, no haze, no milk spots, no scratches. If it looks untouched, preserved, and glowing with full red color, you might be looking at a coin worth a small fortune. This is why coin hunting matters. This is why people go nuts over proof sets. Because sometimes, it's not just a penny, sometimes, it's a payday. And now, for the part you've been waiting for. The value. If you've got a common, lightly marked 1981 proof penny? Sure, it might bring you a few bucks. Maybe enough for lunch. But if you're holding a perfect one, a deep cameo, flawless condition, pristine surface, fully preserved from the moment it was minted, that tiny little penny could be worth $2,700 on the low end, and all the way up to an eye-watering $85,000. That's right, 0.1 cent, worth $85,000. This isn't a myth. This isn't hype. This is the real market. Real coins. Real collectors. Real money. So what are you waiting for? Check your proof sets. Dig through your old boxes. Look through every 1981 penny you can find. Because the one coin you overlook might be the very one that pays for your next vacation. Or your car. Or your home upgrade. The next big find is out there. And it's not gold or silver. It's copper. It's shiny. And it says 1 cent. The 1981 American proof penny. Don't ignore it. It could be the smallest coin in your collection, and the biggest win of your life. Subscribe right now for more secret coin discoveries and insane hidden values just like this. Because next time, it could be your penny we're talking about.